Pump her up. Pump her up, babe. Pump her up 6,000.
Oh, not the paint job.
Not the paint job. What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna pull the motor out of the Regal. I did some testing on the compression and we've got one that's a little weak, but I think it'll be all right. The fact of the matter is we have to swap the trans and the rear main seal is like halfway out of this thing. I've got good help today.
That's me.
That's me.
That's me.
I got good help today, which is hard to find. And we're gonna see if we can't get this motor out, and then that way we can also pull the trans out. Now we've got two options for the transmission. Number one, I've got the trans that came out of your El Camino, which I don't think that there's anything wrong with, and it's the same trans that's in this car, so it would be relatively easy to swap back in. And then I just dropped off the TH400 that came out of the Camaro, which is a full-blown race transmission, a lot of good parts, billet valve body, billet aluminum valve body, all kinds of stuff. That's getting refreshed. That may end up in there. We've got to go somewhere this weekend, but I think we've got enough time today to get this thing out and at least torn apart. Figure out maybe I can driveway rebuild the small block, possibly. We'll see how far we get. Drain the oil, all the fuel stuff can come off, these heater hoses can come off, the power steering pump can come off because we'll leave the power steering pump in the car. Super glue in there. Put this together, wasn't ever thinking about having to take it apart again. Time for a tent break. Tent break.
Yeah.
Yeah, shade. Shout out to Snake Eater Performance for the shade, baby. Shade. When working in the driveway, it's the little things, like having some shade, that make your life so much better. Hold on. This.
That's where I'm going.
Okay. No, you're.
If you're gonna dad me.
Well, because you're putting it on the wrong thing.
Do you see where I'm at?
All right. Alright.
It's okay, Dad?
Yeah, it's okay.
Thanks, Dad.
I'm trying to show you. I'll just go back under the car. I'll do all the nasty, unfun stuff. Bam. See, look at that. Jesus Christ, man.
I get fired. The day he lets me out, I'm fired. It's not funny, but it's all okay. This. That's what I'm working with. Why did you do it, bro? I'm trying. We'll circle back. We'll circle back.
You look like you used to. That's a problem.
I can't get it.
Well, you're using the wrong size wrench for one. It's not a 12.
We only have one lever.
You have to use the right size wrench.
We only have one and it's half of a one.
We only have one. And it's because it's not an 11, it's a standard, not a metric. Oh, my mom's here.
Oh, good.
Good, she can turn some wrenches.
Fun.
See you.
See ya.
Love you.
Sorry, I was hungry.
Somewhere.
Now you can. Ta-da.
Where am I going with it?
Trash, preferably. No, before everybody freaks out, we're not throwing it in the trash. Just take it off to the side. It'll be for sale.
Here. She's out.
Also, if we may bring some attention to this scenario right here, I had an extra set of weld wheels, an old one, they got screw holes in them and whatnot, but they happen to be the perfect offset, backspace, everything needed to put a 28-10-5 under this car without doing any of the frame, any of that kind of stuff. Don't ask me what the numbers are because I don't know, I didn't measure it. I just grabbed it, stuck it up there, it worked, and we sent it. We can fit a 28-10-5 on this car really easily, and now I'm getting really, really bad ideas about what we should do with it. See, you're clean. How? I was just about to say, like, how is it on all these videos and shows everybody's clean? I'm freaking filthy. You're clean again.
I touched the goop.
Movie magic. So we're gonna leave the power steering pump in place, and then you gotta take this oil pressure line off. I've got the bell housing bolts out, the starter out, or not the bell housing. I've got the torque converter bolts. I need to get the bell housing bolts out, motor mount bolts, and then I think we'll be ready to lift this. If you do that, I do that, we'll be ready to lift it up out of here. Pending we didn't forget anything else.
Are you sure about that?
I'm about.
Have you ever seen my dance moves?
No, you don't dance.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you dance
Yes, I do.
with the children. Your dance moves don't have nothing on my dance moves.
You know I
Nothing.
used to take dance?
You used to take dance?
Yeah, you guys.
You should start taking it again. You're gonna need it.
For what?
If you want to outdance me.
Who do you think you're talking to? Okay. You win. You got me.
First of all, how can you even dance to jazz? Nobody dances to jazz.
It's a style of dance.
That's not a valid style.
It is a style of
It's
dance.
not a valid style.
How much you want to bet?
Oh, I'm sure that some people claim it, but that's not even a real thing. How do you dance to jazz music?
You do, no, it's the style of
toe
dance. Like
tap.
there's ballet and tap.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Jazz. Bro.
Or some shit like that. So you got.
What do you have?
Well, I got freak nasty without a shovel. Okay, don't even start with me.
It's some. It just doesn't even have. You don't even have a style. It's just noodle. You just wiggle.
It's all in the hips.
Exactly. That's where your dance moves are.
In the hips.
What else you got?
I got everything.
Shrug your shoulders a little bit.
Yeah, a little shoulder action in there. Damn right. A little crawl up on this engine. Because why not? Just to find out that there isn't even a bell housing bolt in that one. Oh, man.
All right, I'm gonna grab that one. Got it. Feet off the ground and everything. Got it though.
What's she doing?
Stuff. Taking stuff apart.
Why do we need her?
Solid question. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're one bell housing bolt, and you gotta take that oil pressure line off, and 2 motor mount bolts away from being able to lift this thing up. leave me hanging on. The problem is that one bell housing bolt is like in a super tight area. I need to find a proper tool to get it out.
Like I'm gonna be able to see. I gotta get it to get it over
You
here.
can't get it. It's right there. You can see it. It's just you can't get a tool in there. It's right on that part of the firewall. We're gonna have to beat that with a hammer when we take it out. Make it a little easier to go back in. It's normal.
Okay. Beat it with a hammer. Normal.
That's all we need is a start, baby. And to not lose the wrench would be nice. Bell housing bolts are out. We are one oil pressure line, which I think I might have the tool for right here, done. 2 motor mount bolts, and putting the plate on this thing, we can lift it on out. Exactly, let that. Jack stands are in the way. Getting the legs in there. We're gonna put our jack stands out. Long nose having, G body shuffling, piece of junk small block Chevy.
So close though.
So close. Bring it down a little more. Does that help you?
Nah. I mean, it would if it could, but it just can't reach it.
Alright, so we're going to have to do the front one.
This doesn't lower down anymore?
It lowers down, but lower isn't going to do you any good.
Sure it will. I just need to be able to get over this little part.
Yeah, but what's going to happen is when we try to pull it, it's going to try to pull this thing against the front bumper and crush the front bumper. So we got to do the front hole, and we got to get it worked out, and we got to pull it out a little bit, set it down, then redo it. Try pumping her a little more. Oh, here we go. Play it. Alright, now we're gonna pull it forward. I gotta take that hose off. We're gonna pull it forward, set it down, go to the center one, do all that. Let's see if we can pull it. Give me another pump or two. Just doesn't want to clear this mount here. There,
Oh, there it
we
is.
go. Now it's clear. Alright. Go ahead, pull on it. There you go. Now we can lower it down.
Going slowly.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Pizza.
If you want to push it, there you go.
Yeah, it's just this dipstick tube is still. Oh, now I just broke it.
Ah.
All right, cool. Dipstick tube is the least of the worries. That's all right. Go, pump her up. Pump her up, babe. Pump her up 6,000. Man, that frame looks really pretty clean. I wish that this would stop. Wishing it happens. She's almost cleared. Look at that. You know what fits really well in there?
Don't say it.
Don't say
Don't
it.
say it.
Don't say it. I won't say it. So everybody that was asking me about the casting numbers on the block, like they don't exist. It's not there for whatever reason. They don't exist there. There's like some random stamps, but no casting number. On the side here it says CFD 548. I don't know if that means anything to you small block Chevy guys.
Oh, not the paint job.
Not the paint job. No, I'm gonna put it on a stand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just gotta find the right bolts. But right now it's time for a pizza break, and then I'll find the right bolts for this. We'll put it on the stand, and we'll tear it. I guess we'll at least take the heads off, right? And see, is this thing even worth trying to do anything with? I'm still undecided if we're going straight to LS, or I really wanted to like redo this thing, put it in there just so we could see how horribly slow it is. But I'm not sure that it's worth all of the work to do that. If nothing else, this thing needs, you know, new rear main. Actually, everything else really wasn't leaking, but the gasket kits are cheap. So let me go discuss it with some pizza, and then we'll figure out what we're doing. But we got to tear it down and figure out what we've even got first. Tear it apart?
Okay.
Alright. Let's tell them what we're doing first.
I don't know. Do what I'm told.
No, so we're gonna tear this thing apart because I'm still kind of undecided on what I want to do. I really wanted to, when I bought this car, I really just wanted to drive it. I didn't want to do anything crazy. You know, I knew it would eventually get an LS and we'd go off the wall and everything else, but for now I just wanted to drive it. But that can't happen. So I'm still questioning how much work I want to do and then redo when it's time to do LS, whatever. But for now, I want to see what is inside this motor because we don't have any casting numbers on the back of the block where they're supposed to be. We're not exactly sure. We think it's a 350 of some sorts, but I want to, there's been some surprises. Like when we pulled the valve covers off, oh, that one's hard. That one, when we pulled the valve covers off, you know, it was studded, had the girdles on it. So when we did it on the live stream, everybody was like, oh, those might be, you know, some old circle track heads or something, that they might be ported, blah, blah, blah. I also want to see, is it factory bore space? Is it a 350 just straight up? Is it 30 over? Is there any chance it's got a piston in it? Probably not, but it'll also make our decision making easier because I know how much power a junk 5.3 with 100 shot can make, and it would be a lot of fun in this kind of a car. But I wanted to do the before and after comparison. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Let's tear it apart, see what we're looking at, and as long as, you know, nothing looks too bad or anything, we can get a better idea from there. So the other thing, you guys might be like, why are you doing this all in the driveway? You've got a garage right there. I was like really inspired. I see all these old school pictures of like just dude and his buddies, you know, pulling a motor out under a tree or in the front street in front of the house and rebuilding it and sticking it back in. And I just kind of wanted to live that a little bit. So anything we do to this motor, at least right now, is all driveway. except we'll store it in the garage. We'll pull it out. We'll driveway rebuild it if we rebuild it. All right, tear it apart. I'm gonna start getting all those off, and I'll start working on taking the intake off. The gasket's there. The gasket's gonna hold it.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! One thing I will say that is nice about small block Chevy versus the LS is when you pull the intake off, you can get right to the lifters. You can't do that on an LS. But what we see here, flat tappet cam. See, there's no rollers on the lifters there, so I don't think that this thing is going to be anything too special. The lifters do look good, but pretty mild stuff here. These are like stupid loose. I thought I was going to have to break them.
Some long-haired dude put this thing together and left his hair in it.
For real? Hair all in there. There's hair in there.
Hair?
Mm-hmm.
Like your hair?
Mm-mm. No, like blue hair and blonde hair. My hair is none of it. Neither of those.
Well, I don't know anybody that has blue hair.
Like Marge Simpson.
Here we go. Now there's another woman's hair in my engine. It's my fault.
What? What?
The accusations are going to be insane.
No, I've changed my hair color so many times. I just assume it's mine.
You're leaking.
Yeah.
Not the holes. Now the moment of truth. Do we have anything good in there? All the small block Chevy guys are probably screaming right now. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're gonna ruin it.
Okay.
There's a gasket in there. Ready to pull it off?
Yeah. It's gonna splash me though.
Ah.
What's it stuck on?
Probably. There you go. Pull it. It's just stuck on the gasket. There you go.
Awesome!
Awesome times.
All in my socks. Good job, babe.
Teamwork, babe. Teamwork. I wish I could remember.
Turn back time. No?
Well,
Oh no!
what?
It poured right into the bag.
Oh.
No.
Like that other small block that we just took to the scrapyard. I don't remember the valve reliefs being that deep on that. Time to ask pros, people who know more about small blocks than me, aka the internet. Alright. You want the good news or the bad news?
Yes.
Yes. So after my Google researching, apparently stock 350 pistons have 4 factory valve reliefs. So I don't have any reason to believe that this motor. Oh, you all right?
Yeah. It's just,
Other than the fact that it's really clean, cylinder walls look great, looks old. I don't think there's anything special about this motor. Might have a cam in it. Looks like just a run-of-the-mill 350. Probably has a cam in it, and that's about that.
so now what?
Well, we can regasket it, make it stop leaking, all that dumb stuff. Or we can steal the accessory drive off the front so you can have a mechanical water pump in your El Camino, because you really don't need an electric. Actually, probably be better off with a mechanical one. And then we can steal the power steering pump and put that on yours. And you'll have power steering.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so if we steal the accessory drive off of this, stick it on yours, you'll get the power steering pump, you'll get the mechanical water pump. We can take that distributor. I think that distributor is probably a little bit better than the one you've got right now. They're both HEI, but that one's just fancier. We can steal some parts from it, sell this off to somebody. And people have been asking like crazy already. Oh, I want to buy the small block Chevy parts. I want to buy this, I want to buy that. I don't know why. I don't think that anything...
I don't know why.
I don't know why. Like,
LS, I don't
mean,
know why.
It ran, you know, it was a little low on cylinder 2 on the compression, but it's also been sitting forever. It could be stuck ring, could be valve adjustment, could be a number of anythings, but it looks really good. The cylinder wall looks really good. So I think it's might be time to just pitch this thing, get rid of it. We've got the other intake and the other carb in the trunk. Maybe take all these parts and put it towards LS things.
I had a feeling it was going to come to that. I had a feeling. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. We can leave the fuel system alone. I have a carb intake and the ignition system and everything. We could put an LS with a carb in it just to get it back up and running. I have long tube headers for a G body for an LS. We can throw those in. I can connect it to the full exhaust that's already there. Yeah, I mean, we still have to swap the trans out, but we did just drop the 400 trans off today, which is way too much transmission for this car. But it's better than what I've got, which would be the trans that came out of the El Camino that we don't know a lot about. You know, I know it moved. It had forward gears, so that's better than what we've got now. I think it's time to list this bad boy for sale. Take what we need off of it for your car. Still a heck of a deal. Good job. You pulled it out, you tore it down, you found disappointment.
I wasn't disappointed. Why would I be disappointed?
Oh, you're not disappointed.
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I was hoping it maybe had a little something.
Well, like a freaking squirrel in there or something?
Yeah.
Something to make some sense for you? No,
it's just, it doesn't...
Like, what were you expecting?
To me, it doesn't make sense to do all the work of blasting this thing the rest of the way apart, and not even the rest of the way, but far enough apart to redo the timing cover gasket, redo the rear main seal gasket, you know, re-gasket the whole thing. I mean, now that we took the heads off, we'll need head gaskets. They all come in that kit, but I think somebody who really likes small block Chevys, this would be great for them, but
that's not you.
That's not me. We can put an aluminum headed junk 5.3 in there and be rocking. I mean, the one in the Dodger has taken a 200 shot of nitrous repeatedly. Yeah, I think it's time to say goodbye to the old girl.
You don't seem very sad about that, though.
No, I'm just sad because like now we got to go through and do all this stuff, and unfortunately we can't work on the project anymore this week because we still have to test the Nova. We have to go to an event this weekend down at Rockingham. The ODSS Alloy Diesel Super Series. We're racing Friday night in a gas versus diesel no time shootout. So there's other stuff we got to do. It's going to be probably at least a week before we get back to the Buick.
Really?
Yeah. We've got some really cool packages showing up for the Buick, but...
Well, they could store them right here.
Yeah, we
just
could
put the packages
we
right
could put
here.
the packages right there.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I don't know, maybe if I could trip and fall and get lucky and get figured out. I know what everybody wants to see, that Texas speed motor in here.
Uh-huh.
Texas speed motor with the 400, with a turbo or two. I mean, that's what the people want. You gotta give the people what they want.
Give them what they want.
You gotta give them what they want.
He's the people, if you haven't figured that out.
Yeah.
The people. It's what the people want. But we're still a ways away from that. I need to get heads, I need to get lifters. We're going, that motor is going all brand new parts, high-end stuff, everything. Not that figures we put an aluminum 5.3 in the Nova, just a junkyard motor. And finally Finally got a good one. I finally did it right. Whatever. It's been staying together. It's been living good. I thought we had an oil pressure issue, but then today when it popped up, so I haven't told anybody this, but it's been like having random spurts of it'll show 0 oil pressure, and I'm like, there's no way it's got 0 oil pressure. Listen to it run. It's not, you know, it'd be knocking its ass off if it had 0
So
oil
why are
pressure.
you telling people? I feel like I haven't told anybody this.
Because I
so
found
let
this-
me tell everybody right now.
Because I found the solution.
Yeah.
So I think what's happening, it's a stupid issue, because today when we were idling it in the driveway, it popped down to 0 again, and I went and I just like wiggled on the plug, and then I looked in and it was back to 45 at warm idle. So yeah, there's no way it had 0 oil pressure, and we were making passes like that and having grenaded it and everything else. So I knew it was something a little funky. But all right, so let's clean this up. We'll clean everything up. We'll store it up. Work on getting the Nova tested. That's enough Buick for one day. All right, thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
That's gonna be it for today, guys. We've got to get this cleaned up. I got to get the Nova tested. We got to go racing this weekend, so you guys will probably see another testing video. Hopefully that all goes well, and then you guys will see another race video coming up this weekend, and then we'll be back on the Buick maybe next week. The only motor I have that could be ready to drop in is the one that's in the Dodger. That one is leaking, and I mean, it's a great motor. It's we done sprayed it a lot, made a lot of stuff happen with it. So I don't know, I'll have to make a decision, because I don't know that we can get everything we need quick enough to put the Texas Speed motor in. But we've got a 400 trans that should be back together, you know, probably by the time we get back next week. It just needed a refresh, at least I think. I don't, you know, if he finds something, then we'll go from there, but I don't think that there was anything too wrong with it other than needing a refresh. I will see you guys next time. If you guys like the Buick content, let me know. Drop a comment, leave a like, do a share, social media things. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think about the driveway rebuild series. Should we build the whole thing in the driveway? What?
I mean, as long as it's not raining. Like, we're
Yeah, as long as it's not raining. Well, we're playing with fire right now, because it's like early springtime. The weather's real good. Give it another few weeks and it's 100 degrees out, and we're gonna be like, screw building anything in the driveway. So I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna get this cleaned up and listed for sale and out of my hair.